Yo, what is going on, people? It's your boy, Savage Gangsta #1, or the Savage Gangsta #1. And in this video, I'm going to be giving tips to Kids Backyard Wrestling, or KBW. You guys recall a couple days ago, I did like this 50-minute Savage vlog about everything wrong with WWE right now, and how it sucks. And anyway, I decided to keep the wrestling train rolling by doing another wrestling-based video, but this time I decided I'm not going to talk about WWE or professional wrestling in general. I'm going to be talking about backyard wrestling. My personal favorite backyard wrestling show is Kids Backyard Wrestling, or KBW. KBW's been around since 2010, and you know, the majority of the kids that are on that show are actually like adults now. Like the two most popular guys on the show, Cage and AK-47, are both in their 20s. So, but anyway, I'm assuming that everybody who watches this video is going to know about KBW, so I'm just going to go off that information for the meantime. Sorry, I'm just adjusting myself. I'm a little annoyed because I tried to do this video earlier, but I got interrupted. Like, seriously. Like, my grandma walked in here that I've been knocking while I was doing the previous video. I got like 10 minutes into the video and then I got interrupted, and like then I had to go and do something else, so now I just have to redo this. So anyway, I'm gonna be talking about everything that I think KBW should be doing, because KBW has been gone for a while and it's pretty apparent they're gonna be coming back soon, because Cage said that KBW would be coming back when AK-47's gaming channel, Bulletproof Gaming, reached 1,000 subscribers, and if they could sell 30 KBW Forever or Fuego t-shirts. And I already know for sure that Bulletproof Gaming has well over 1,000 subs at this point, since I'm one of them. And I know that those t-shirts are probably skyrocketing, or are going to be skyrocketing, so it's apparent KBW will indeed be returning. When it will be returning, I'm not positive, but in the meantime, I want to give KBW some tips. I intend to send this video to the KBW Facebook page, and hopefully they give it a look. So, anyway, first thing I want to mention is the commentators. Okay, I like Mike the Dr. Goodman. He's charismatic, he's energetic, he has good catchphrases like soaring and scoring and high-flying and death-defying. I like his rhyming ability, he's enthusiastic, he makes me want to watch the show more. But Justin Williamson, he's never done that for me. Okay, I don't mean to be rude or whatever, but I've never liked Justin Williamson as a commentator. He's a bit of a bore. Okay, like, he can be boring is the thing. And honestly, I'm just very, very happy that they actually have referees in KBW, because my god, those days when the commentators were counting instead of referees, god, that was hell on earth for KBW, if you ask me. The matches were great, but the commentator, Justin Williamson, he kept slow counting. Like if somebody was supposed to kick out and they weren't kicking out fast enough, he would like slow count it. Like, he'd be like, 1, 2, oh, he kicked out. Like, he would like slow count it. It's like, you know, that always bothered me, and I was like so happy when KBW finally started using real referees, so that the commentators wouldn't have to do it anymore. You know, and KBW has improved quite a bit in the last couple years. Like, they've gotten referees, they've gotten, like, you know, replay. Like, they show off replays now. And, you know, they got 2 commentators now instead of 1, because, you know, Justin Williamson, he used to keep having special guest commentators. He had Cage and AK-47 commentate with him a lot. And believe me when I say that was getting really, really old. So I'm really happy they hired Mike the Dr. Goodman, because I think he's by far the best commentator in KBW so far. But Justin Williamson, I think KBW needs to replace him, or at least add a third commentator. I mean, I understand that, like, some people like Justin Williamson, some people don't. I don't hate Justin Williamson. I just wish that he was a little more into his job. Like, he's sort of like the Michael Cole of KBW. He kind of is into the promoting side of the commentating table, while Mike the Dr. Goodman is completely into the match and the story. But Justin Williamson is sort of the promoter of like the Facebook page and you know that kind of stuff. He promotes the Facebook page and the Twitter page and the hashtag this and hashtag that. He's sort of the promoter. So Michael Cole in WWE, he does the same thing when he commentates. And that is why a lot of people have grown to hate Michael Cole in the last couple of years. My God, Justin Williamson, please don't do the same thing to yourself. Please become more like Mike the Dr. Goodman. Or KBW should replace... Here's one of the things that should happen. Either Justin Williamson gets replaced or Justin Williamson improves. I think one of those two needs to happen. Okay, I mean, I understand that Justin Williamson's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon since he's been commentating since, like, the beginning of the show. But, like, get Mike the Dr. Goodman a good partner. Like, I personally... for some reason, I think about Paul Heyman as a commentating partner. I know it's never going to happen, but, like, I don't know why, but I always think of Mike the Dr. Goodman and Paul Heyman as a commentating team would be awesome. So, just please fix it. Just please fix it. Another thing is the nameplates in the entrances. I understand that they're trying to do the customized thing with the nameplates. Like AK-47s is, it was red for a long time, but now it's black and yellow. And like his letters, they'll like slide in and go ch-ch, and then they'll like slide back again, like a gun, because he's AK-47. Get it? But I kind of wish they didn't do that. Okay, I'm not saying that the customized nameplates aren't cool. I'm just saying that I kind of wish they went with just the regular nameplates, because I'm used to wrestlers just having the same nameplate. I'm not really into the whole customized nameplate thing. And some of them are downright ridiculous looking too. So just like, please, like, just get like a normal nameplate or something. Next thing I want to bring up is please get a proper name for your program. For those of you guys who don't know, KBW just went under the name KBW for a long time until they decided to start calling their weekly show KBW TV. And they do episodes of that usually on Sundays and Wednesdays. That was their old schedule. I think it would just be better for them to make two separate shows out of those Sunday and Wednesday videos and, like, actually give them proper names. I think that would be awesome. Like, I don't know what you would call them or whatever, but, like, I think it would be really cool. Because it seems like the Wednesday videos are always, like, less important than the Sunday videos, because, like, the Wednesday episodes had the mid-card matches. Like, it had Big Time Mike versus Hazard, I think, and it had frickin' Paul Wall and Major Brown versus Mick the Brick and T-Rex, It had mid-card fights. While the Sunday programs had, like, Cage versus AK-47, or it had, the Bulldozer versus Bomba Kid. It had, like, the more important matches on the Sunday one and the mid-cards on the Wednesday show, So, I think that if you're gonna have, like, A and B show, like Raw and SmackDown kinda, that you should change the name of KBW TV to something more cool. Because KBW TV is just sort of generic, and I think it deserves more than that. So just think that through. Next thing I want to address is aprons. I think KBW should have an apron on their trampoline, because I think it would look more professional, personally. And I don't mean, like, just taking a gray tarp and putting, like, colored tape on it that spells out KBW. No, I think that's the mistake that APW, Almost Professional Wrestling, did. They made their apron look bad. So I don't want KBW to make that same mistake. So KBW, if I were you, I would just get like I don't know, white tarp, and then have like a professional artist do your aprons for you. And I think that you should do the same thing for getting a curtain for the entrance, because like just walking through a fence is kind of generic and it doesn't feel special. You know, like if you're gonna have like characters like Hazard or whatever, I would love to see Hazard just like come out of nowhere through the curtain or something. That would be awesome. You know, like it would be unexpected. You'd never know when he was gonna come through the curtain, or like maybe a wrestler could enter through the curtain at a certain point in their entrance music. Like, you know, that would be really cool. I think that would be awesome. You know, so just, you know, consider making like a curtain or whatever, and I think that should also have art on it. I don't think it should just be like a black curtain, or it shouldn't just be like a curtain with the letters on it. Like, do something sort of like what crazy hardcore wrestling does. CHW has like really good looking stage designs. I watch them and KBW simultaneously. So like, I don't know, just make like a better stage. I think the stage would like be really cool if you guys made one. Another thing, sorry. And sorry my hair looks weird. I don't know why it's doing that today. My hair is just always weird looking, sorry. Next thing I think you guys should do is get proper championship belts. You guys have toy belts. KBW has toy belts. You know, like their World Heavyweight Championship is a toy World Heavyweight Championship from WWE, and their tag team titles are like the old WWE title belts, but there's like two of them, and they're toys as well. And like they have the hardcore title, and that's, you know, the Smoking Skull Championship. It's a toy. And the Native American title is a toy United States title. So, like, I don't know, just, like, can you guys get your own titles? Like, I'm not criticizing the titles. I don't really care what they look like, personally. It just, I don't know, I think it would look better if you guys, like, could make your own belts, and, like belts that said KBW on them. That way people knew that you were, like, a company that everyone should watch. Because KBW is by far the best backyard wrestling program I think I've ever seen. So, you know, you guys need professional belts, okay? Like, make your own belts or have someone else do it. Like, CHW at one point had someone else make their current CHW championship belt. You know, one of their wrestlers, Suede Savard, actually makes all the belts for the company over there. So, like, you know, just make your own belts. I think it would look really cool if you guys made your own belts. Okay, another thing. This is possibly just a suggestion, but possibly leaving the backyard and trying to do it indoors. I know it's not going to happen, because it's kids' backyard wrestling, but I don't know why, but I always thought that, like, the entrances might be better if it was inside. That way the wrestlers could have lighting and, like, entrance videos and stuff like that. There was this one guy I remember that made like a whole bunch of KBW entrance videos with like special effects and everything. You know, it looked really good. Like KBW, I think you guys should do something like that. You know, I think it would be like really, really cool. That's just a suggestion though. Anything else? Oh yeah, I better move on to the storylines. I think that Big Time Mike needs to lose the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know why Big Time Mike won it in the first place, because Big Time Mike, he's always been more of a mid-card wrestler to me. Like, he came into KBW with the Dream Dominic, I think was his name, and he left after one match, so they decided to move Big Time Mike to the singles division, and he got the Big Time Talk Show. Personally, the talk shows in KBW haven't been great. I'm not gonna lie, they haven't been great, because the original KBW talk show that was run by AK-47, AK-47 would say his name like a million times, like in the video. He'd be like, "Yo, how you all doing? It's like, I'm the assassin, AK-47. I am who I am, and I'm different than everyone else. I'm the assassin AK-47. He would like say it like a bunch of times. It's like, we know your name already. You know, it's like, he says it like a million jillion times in like the talk show, and I was getting kind of sick of him doing that. So I'm not gonna lie, I thought that them ending the KBW talk show might have been, and I quote Triple H here, best for business. You know, it might have been best for business to end the KBW talk show with AK-47, but then they moved on to Big Time Mike, and the Big Time talk show wasn't great either, in my opinion. But I do have to admit that the scenarios and storylines that were played out on that program were better than the original talk show. Like, the Big Time Mike got hit in the back with a steel chair, and, like, people were attacked during that program. Like, it felt like an actual dangerous environment. You know, so I'm not gonna lie, the Big Time talk show is definitely an improvement, but I don't necessarily think that should be a wrestler running in the talk show. I think, like, that you should get, like, I don't know, maybe one of the commentators to do it. Like, I would love to see, like, I don't know, like, a talk show called, like, The Doctor's Office with Mike Goodman. Like, that would be awesome. Or something like that, you know? I think that would be really cool. Another thing you guys should do is give D-Man a push. I understand he already has a list of accomplishments. He's already won the Money in the Bank. He's already been the first Native American champion. He's already been the World Heavyweight Champion before. I understand he's got accomplishments already, but come on, as soon as he turned heel, I thought he needed a bigger push. Like, as soon as he turned heel, I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be, like, the next World Heavyweight Champion. But then KBW gave it to Big Time Mike, and I was like, oh man, D-Man's not gonna get the chance now. You know, personally, D-Man was my pick to win the Money in the Bank twice. He competed in the second Money in the Bank, and he won it when he was still face. And then he competed in the third Money in the Bank when he was heel, but the match got won by Pac-Man. Which, I'm not gonna lie, is sort of annoying to me, since D-Man kind of dominated the majority of that match. He, like, had the most highlights, in my opinion, other than maybe Major Brown. Major Brown had a lot of highlights in that match, too, and so did Bomba Kid. So I don't really understand why they had Pac-Man win the match. I think it's just because so many people want him to. You know, I think that's basically the only reason Pac-Man won that match, is because the fans really wanted him to. But personally, I think D-Man's the guy that deserves the next push. D-Man heel, like, he reminds me a lot of ESW's Austin G. Like, for those of you who don't know, ESW stands for Extreme Showdown Wrestling, which is, like, another backyard wrestling company, but lately they've been really bad. They decided to abandon their backyard and wrestle in a ring now. It's, like, really bad. But, like, when they were still doing backyard wrestling, they had a wrestler named Austin G. He was a little dude. He was like a little kid. He was the youngest wrestler on the roster. But he still beat up the big guys, and he was a baby face, and people liked him. People cheered for Austin G. You know? D-Man reminds me of that guy, because Austin G eventually grew taller, and he grew to be a heel against his own brother Alex G. So, and you know, he went on to win the ESW title multiple times. So, D-Man reminds me of Austin G. D-Man was the short dude, he was the short baby face that everyone cheered for, and everybody liked watching, but then he turned heel, but unfortunately, unlike Austin G, he hasn't gotten to win any titles since he turned heel. Personally, I think that D-Man needs to win titles. I don't care if it's, like, the Native American title, I don't care if it's the hardcore title. You know, personally, I think they should have D-Man win the Royal Rumble 3. Because it's become apparent that KBW is going to have a third Royal Rumble match. And I really desperately hope they have more participants in this one. And not to mention, they usually use the Royal Rumbles to debut new superstars. So, this brings me up to my next point, that they should actually expand their roster. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting bored of seeing the same people over and over again. Like, I'm getting bored of the Bomba Kid, Lomi Assassino, like, There's so much speculation about whether or not that's Cage or that's AK-47, because Bomba Kid, AK, and Cage have never been in the same place at the same time before. That's become highly apparent. I argued saying, hey, what didn't Cage like cash in his money in the bank on AK-47 after he defended against Bomba Kid in Season 2? But then I watched that video earlier today and I realized that Bomba Kid got put through a table during that matchup, and then the camera sort of went back to where he was before Cage came out, and Bomba Kid wasn't there anymore. So I was like, oh man, he is Cage, isn't he? And I was just like, oh man. And not to mention, Bomba Kid's skin color, I think, is like changes every match. Like Cage is more tan than AK-47 is. So like sometimes Bomba Kid's legs are like white and sometimes they're tan or whatever. So I think it's kind of obvious that Bomba Kid's not always played by the same person. But for some reason, the fighting style for him never seems to change. You know, I can see why they don't do, like, the same moves for him sometimes. Like, they don't let Bomba Kid do the moonsault because Cage does the moonsault. And, like, they don't let him just do a regular splash because AK-47 already does that. It's called a different splash. One day, I think they should have Bomba Kid unmasked so everyone will know exactly who it was. And I think it would be really awesome if KBW played that storyline. Here's my idea of a storyline. First, Big Time Mike loses the championship to AK-47, okay? Then Cage challenges AK-47 to a title match right before the Royal Rumble, or if Cage loses the match, he'll not be able to enter the Royal Rumble. Then AK, with help from his fellow Renegades, will manage to retain his title, and Cage will not be allowed to enter the Royal Rumble. Bomba Kid will enter the Royal Rumble. He'll go on to win the Royal Rumble, and then he'll remove his mask and we'll learn that it was Cage all along. I think that's what KBW should do. That would be freaking cool. That would be just like when The Miz was revealed to be the Calgary Kid in WWE. Because what happened in WWE is The Miz got kicked off of Raw, so The Miz donned a mask and became the Calgary Kid, and then won his, he won this on a pole match against Eugene to become the newest member of the Raw roster, and then he removed his mask to reveal that he was actually The Miz. You know, it would be something similar to that. I think that would be really, really cool. That's all I have to say about that. I think that would be really, really cool. And for some reason, I don't really know if I missed out on something, but on the YouTube page, it says that the tag team titles are vacant. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm not sure why the KBW tag team titles are vacant right now, because as far as I was aware, Bomba Kid and Pac-Man were still tag champs. It might be because Pac-Man got injured, but he came back, so I'm confused about why those titles are listed as vacant. Maybe someone can like help me out. Like when I send this to KBW on Facebook, maybe they can help me out. I almost said one of you in the comments can help me out, and then I remember, I disable comments on my videos. So, like, duh. What else should I talk about? You guys, what else was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you guys need microphones, okay? Sometimes the wind in videos makes it extremely hard to hear what you guys are saying, and sometimes I have to get reinformed by the commentators to understand what you're saying. Honestly, I think it would just be better if you guys had microphones. Like, APW has microphones, so I think KBW should have microphones. That's just, that's what I have to say about that. Another thing, KBW needs to get itself an intro. Like, bring back the old intro with, what was it? I think it was Cut My Life Into Pieces, I think was the name of the song. Or no, it was Last Resort was what it's called. You know, they used to have that song, and they used to have an intro. It was a badass intro, but for some reason I went back to those videos, and there's no audio on the intro anymore. I guess they got copyright noticed. But, like, I really don't understand how they could, since all the wrestlers have music that would easily get copyrighted on YouTube. At least I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why their intro was muted when the wrestlers all have their own theme songs, but they're not their own theme songs, they're someone else's theme songs. So, I'm not sure. Um, and I think that some of the wrestlers need different theme songs personally. Like, I don't like the Obama Kids' new theme song, personally. I don't like I Ain't Got No Words. I Ain't Got No Words. I don't know if that's what it is. It's either I Ain't Got No Words or it's Worries. I forgot what it should. I don't know which it is. I can't really tell. Um, and personally, I liked his old theme song better. Went dun da 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 da. I like that song better personally. I thought it suited Bomba Kid more. Especially when his character was opening up. He used to wear white. He used to wear a football jersey to the ring. But he still had great matches when he first started against Paul Wall, AK-47. He had great matches when he first came. And most notably was the Royal Rumble, the Money in the Bank 2, which has been nominated as the second best KBW match in history. So, yeah. I personally think that the Bomba Kid should go back to his old theme song again. Another thing, Major Brown needs to pick a theme song. Every other week, Major Brown seems to get a different song, and I think he really needs to stick on one. Personally, I thought that his theme song for Money in the Bank 3 kind of suited him with the Raven. It had, a raven or a crow at it, screeching. It was like, ha, 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 ha. I can't do it or whatever, but, I thought that theme song suited him most. I don't know. Let's see. Also, I think Hazard needs a new song. I think Hazard needs a new song. Because I know it's the same song from Halloween, and every time I hear it, I think of Michael Myers. I don't think of Hazard. I think that he needs his own scary theme song that's his own. So, but that's just my opinion, okay? You don't have to change, you don't have to do anything I'm saying, but, honestly, I think that Hazard should have his own theme song so people know it's Hazard and not Michael Myers coming out. Because, I'm sure KBW gets new fans all the time at this point. Because everyone's talking about KBW. Their t-shirts are skyrocketing. Their wrestlers are going pro, and people want to know where they came from. So KBW is getting super popular right now. It's becoming, the hottest wrestling show on YouTube. The hottest YouTube-based backyard wrestling show there is. Other than, of course, CHW or maybe APW, I think that KBW is possibly the most popular one. Royal Rumble 2, I think, has a couple million views on it now. So, yeah. So, with that in mind, I think that they could, try making money. I know they're already making money, and they should use that money to try and make their arena look more professional. As I already said, they should put aprons and a proper stage design on. And they should get ring mats as well. I think getting ring mats would make it look more professional. You need a bigger variety of weapons. I kind of prefer if you guys had real tables. I kind of wish they had real tables in KBW. When they want to use a table, they usually take a plank of wood and they put it in between two chairs that are in a sitting position. That's usually what they do for a table. And I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying that I kind of wish they had real tables. And if you guys are going to say you don't know how to make it, then you should check out CHW, because one of their wrestlers, Miniac, she actually does a tutorial video for how to make backyard wrestling tables. So KBW, you guys should check them out so you guys can know how to make real tables. Because as much as I'm okay with the current tables, I kind of wish they had real tables. Speaking of tables, I kind of wish the commentators had an announce table, because if the commentators had an announce table, then we wouldn't have to, they wouldn't have to walk around with the camera all the time. Like, what the commentators do is one of them holds the camera, or they take turns holding the camera, it's one of the two, and they talk behind the camera. That's how they do the commentary. I kind of wish they actually had, like, a table or something with microphones and shit like that. I think that would be a really cool thing for the commentators to do, would be to have a real table, a real commentating table. I would absolutely love to see that. So, and then there could be, like, awesome things where people put each other through the announce table or something. Or you could have two announce tables. I don't know. You could try having your channel in a variety of languages or something. I don't know. Then you could attract people from foreign countries. Because, I'm not going to lie, guys. You guys don't have to pretend Obama Kid's from Mexico. It's pretty obvious he's not Mexican. He's not Spanish, I should say. It's pretty obvious he's not Spanish. So, you guys don't need to keep pretending he's Spanish. And I just have to ask right now, what the hell happened to those guys that entered the Royal Rumble? There was, like, one guy named J.O. that entered the Royal Rumble. He got eliminated really quickly, and he's never been seen from again. He's been put on the injured list. And there was another guy in that Rumble. He wore, like, a orange and blue Rey Mysterio mask. He got eliminated super fast, and he's also not been seen since. I'm just asking, what the hell did, like... Were they not allowed to be in KBW unless they won their match or something? Because Obama Kid debuted and he lost his match, and he's still in the company. So I just have to ask: are like, what the hell is going on with your new roster members? Like, why are they not there anymore? And what happened to Big Dream Dominic and shit like that? And why do you guys keep like taking Magzilla off? Like, Magzilla has a badass theme song, Hero from Skillet. I remember that WWE used that for their Royal Rumble theme song in 2010. And that's a badass theme song. It makes me, like, want to see Magzilla more because I want to hear that song. But, like, Magzilla's it's, like, nowhere to be found. And I'm not going to blame him. The first time he had to leave because of a collarbone injury. But the second time, he got kicked in the head by D-Man, and he hasn't been seen since then. Like, personally, I think Magzilla should have competed in the Money in the Bank 3 in place of Jacob Storm. Because Jacob Storm, I'm not gonna lie, I kept getting D-Man and Jacob Storm mixed up in that match because they were literally wearing the same thing. They both came out with a yellow t-shirt, black shorts and yellow socks. Like, I don't know if they meant to do that or not, but it was really confusing to my mind. They kept telling me Jacob Storm and D-Man are tag partners when D-Man's independent and Jacob Storm is with Cage and Execution. It kept, like, confusing the hell out of me, so could you, like... I don't know. I kind of wish that Magzilla had been in that matchup instead of Jacob Storm. That's just my opinion. Also, I think that the wrestler should get, entrance props. Like, I think that some guys should, like, wear, like, a hat and sunglasses to the ring, or should wear, like, a robe or something like Ric Flair, kinda. And pyro. I can't express this enough. You guys need pyro. I know it's kind of difficult when you're in backyard wrestling to have pyro. But, like, can you, like, use, like, fireworks or, like, firecrackers or something for pyro? I don't care. Just, like, use something. I think it would be really, really cool. I would love to see that. Another thing that I think you guys should do is try and bring in former WWE superstars. I know this seems like impossible, but I would love to see someone like Drew McIntyre or Vance Archer, if you guys remember who Vance Archer is, competing in KBW. I understand it's very unlikely since, they weigh a lot, they'll probably break the trampoline before they wrestle on it. I understand it's probably not going to happen, but, like, if they can't wrestle, can you, like, put them on commentary? Like, I mentioned before that I think Justin Williamson should either improve or be replaced. If you guys do decide to replace him, then I think it would be really cool if you replace him with, like, a former WWE wrestler. I'm not saying that all of them can talk really well. Come to think of it, I don't think Drew McIntyre would be a very good commentator. But, like, I don't know, like, bring WWE wrestlers in there or something. Because if you brought a WWE wrestler in, even for just, like, a promo, you would get so much hype. Like, I swear. even better yet, try and bring in a current WWE superstar. Like, if you brought in, like, The New Day, or if you brought in Cesaro, if you brought in... Hell, if you brought in someone from NXT, you'd get a huge buzz, because people, for some reason, love NXT, even though NXT sucks, in my opinion. But, you know... I just think you guys would get a huge pop if you did something like that. That would be super cool. Whoops, readjusting myself. I've been sliding off this. I'm kind of sitting on my couch awkwardly right now because my cat is sitting where I normally sit, over there. So, yeah. Never mind, he has left. I guess he understood me or some shit. So, was there anything else I need to talk about? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I think you guys need different wrestling attires, personally. I'm liking how they're sort of going for the independent wrestling clothes as of late. Like Bulldozer wears a Bulldozer t-shirt, Bomb and Kid has his own mask now. You know, I like how they're doing that, but, like, can you guys do that for, like, everybody? Like, learn how to sew or something, like Matt Hardy did. Learn how to sew and make your own wrestling costumes. Like, I would love to see that. Like, hell, I would love to see, like, Cage dress up as Fuego sometimes when he wrestles. Like, everything except the boots, of course, because obviously you can't wrestle on a trampoline wearing shoes. But, I mean, I'm not sure why you can't, but, I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never even been on a trampoline before. But, I don't know. I think it would be super cool. And I think you guys should do more sink or swim matches. You guys did one sink or swim match between AK-47 and the Bulldozer. I think it would be really cool to see something like that with Hazard, and I would love to see, like, Hazard freak out from being in water or something. That would be, like, super funny, because Hazard, like, freaks out about everything, and it's really funny to see him freaking out about crap. Like, running away from shit and chasing after a dog that was barking or something. It was really funny. So I think it would be really funny to see Hazard, like, lose a sink or swim match. I don't even care who he loses to. Just, like, do that. That would be super cool. I'm not sure if I need to say anything else. Stables. You guys need new stables. I'm not gonna lie, the tag team division in KBW is starting to deteriorate a bit since Execution's numbers have thinned, like, dangerously. Like, Execution used to have 4 people in it. It's down to 2. Like, Nick Frazier got injured, and Bulldozer left the group to be on his own. So now it's down to Cage and Jacob Storm, and I don't like Jacob Storm, so, like, I don't know if Cage should, like, break off Execution and make, like, a new group, or, hell, maybe, like, one day the Renegades will turn face and join Execution, or the Renegades will turn heel and... Or Execution will join heel and join the Renegades or something. That'd be freaking cool. Or better yet, you could just have, like, a bunch of new faces come in. Like, a shit ton of new faces. And sort of do, like, a thing like the Nexus. Like, just have them take out everybody in the ring. Like, there's a confrontation in the ring between the Renegades and Execution. And all of a sudden, out comes this a group of new faces that just attack everybody, including the commentators and the cameramen. Because if you guys are going to have commentators on a table, then you guys will need your own cameraman. And personally, I think that there's more than enough people to do that. Or you could have a tripod or something. I know you guys use a tripod for your replays or whatever. So, yeah. So, yeah. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, if you guys are going to have your own pay-per-view events, I do that on pay-per-views because it's not actually a pay-per-view since you don't have to pay to watch it. But if you guys are going to have your own events, that's usually what I call it. If you guys are going to have your own events, then you guys also need to have your own aprons and stage designs for those events. Don't do it like APW does and keep the same stage setup and ring setup for everything. And WWE does the same thing. They changed the lights a bit. And they are like, oh, it's different than Raw and SmackDown. Like, because all of WWE's pay-per-views have the same stage setup now. I would love to see you guys, like, change stuff. Like, Like if you had like another like bloodthirsty pay-per-view, there'd be like, I don't know, curtains with blood coming down of them or some shit like that, or something like that. I don't know. That'd be awesome. Or like if you guys had another All or Nothing pay-per-view, you could like have like a guy holding like a thing of money, and then like another guy with like nothing. That would be like All or Nothing, you know? That'd be cool. You know, and for Royal Rumble, I don't know, you could have like a royalty theme or something. You could have crowns everywhere. I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop this video. I've been recording longer than I meant to do this, so I'm gonna go and upload this now and send it to KBW. I hope you guys actually watch this, because I really, really hope that you guys like follow at least some of this advice upon coming back. And I know this is gonna sound really weird, but can you guys also have a Divas division or a women's division? Because I'm not gonna lie, the fact that it's all male wrestlers is like, it's getting kind of old. So I don't know. They don't even have to be hot. I actually like tomboys in real life myself. So do what WWE doesn't do. Have like tomboy wrestlers. I don't care. Just like do something with girls. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, peace out, people.